My name is Chris Frangione. I work with the Centennial Challenges team, and we're really excited for today. This challenge has been years in the making, and you all have started on this journey with us back in November of 2020. And we want to, before we even start, we want to thank all of you solvers for participating and for helping us out and submitting your solutions. And we also want to thank all the judges. Our judges came from academia, industry, some government agencies, and all of us are here today to celebrate each other and to celebrate you all for the great work that you did. Next slide, please. So what are we going to do today? First, we'll go over a very quick overview of the challenge. Obviously, all of you know it because you lived and breathed it for so long. Then we're going to hear from a few people. We're going to hear from Monty Roman and Curtis Rogers and Carol Galica. And then Leopard has the distinct pleasure of sharing all the awardees and letting you know who won. And then we'll tell you about what's coming up next. But before we start, we want to share a very brief 1.5-minute video of the journey that you participated with us on.
Our moon. The next step in human exploration beyond our Earth. In order to live there sustainably, we'll need habitats, water, fuel, and so much more. But we can't bring everything with us when we go. We need a way to collect valuable resources already available on the moon. The moon's regolith, or soil, can be used to construct habitats. Water hidden under the surface can be harvested for human use and for future propellant needs. But responsibly gathering these resources far away from our home planet will require technologies that aren't currently available. And with frigid temperatures, low gravity, and challenging shipping conditions, traditional Earth-based excavation technologies aren't going to cut it. That's where you come in. With up to $5 million of prize money on the table, NASA's Break the Ice Lunar Challenge is looking to industry, students, small businesses, and garage inventors to develop innovative ways to excavate the moon's icy regolith and deliver water in extreme lunar conditions. These technologies and resources will be critical as we learn to live off-world, and your ideas could help us get there, extending sustainable human exploration to the moon, Mars, and beyond.
Hopefully that reminded you of the journey you were on. You all lived and breathed this every day since November. But as a reminder, the goal of this challenge was to enable the development of excavation technologies for the extreme environment on the moon. It opened back in November and it closed in June. And here we are today, ready to celebrate you all with the announcement of the winners. Next slide, please. We had 31 eligible submissions from 4 countries, the US, Australia, Canada, and Sri Lanka. And we represented 17 US states. And you all came from academia, industry. Some of you were garage innovators. Some of you came from tangential industries and lots of other places. So we had a really diverse group of solvers, both in terms of where they were from and their backgrounds. Now, what we want to do is hear from a few of our speakers before we get into the announcements. So our first up, our speaker is going to be Monty Roman. She's the program manager at NASA Centennial Challenges. Centennial Challenges is one of NASA's premier prize programs and is the sponsor of the Break the Ice Lunar Challenge. Monty, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Good morning, everybody. It is my honor to welcome all of you program office to this Break the Ice Lunar Challenge Phase 1 award ceremony. One of the goals of the program, like Chris mentioned earlier, is to incentivize the public to contribute to the future of space exploration. So that makes each of you teams, each of you individuals, the most important part of this competition. Each of your submissions contain many innovative ideas and concept that were by the challenge manager, Naveen Vecha, and the judge, and the lead judge, Mr. Pete Corrado. I look forward to this announcement as a celebration of all the teams that contributed towards this competition and the celebration of the teams that won. We also look forward to all the wonderful things that are going to happen as a result of this competition, and look forward to seeing a lot of the concepts that you guys brought forward, build and see how they work. Of you teams that this program works, and it's because of you that we are here. So throughout this journey, during the time that you were working on your solutions and your we want to make sure that you understand that we are supporting you and that now you have become part of the NASA Centennial family. And if you ever need anything, please make sure that you contact us for help. Anyway, welcome to the announcement. And with that, I'm going to pass it back to Chris. Thank you so very much. And we are all celebrating your achievements today.
Thank you, Monty. Really, really appreciate that. Next, we're going to hear from Curtis Rogers, who is a principal at Brick and Mortar Ventures. That's an early stage venture fund focused on the built world. It invests in emerging companies developing innovative software and hardware solutions for the architecture, engineering, construction, and facilities management industries. So Curtis, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Sure, thank you, Chris. All right, so hello, this is Curtis Rogers. I'm a principal at Brick and Mortar Ventures. I've been with Brick and Mortar for 6 years, and we invest in construction technology as well as mining technology. My personal background, I was an engineer at Kiewit Construction and Mining, and spent the majority of my time there focused on new technology and innovation, including mining operations. Well, our firm, Brick and Mortar Ventures, is actively investing in mining technology, construction excavation technology. And I'm really thrilled to have this opportunity to speak to this audience because we know this is extremely important, the Centennial Challenge, to the moon mission, but also to the efficiency of mining operations and excavation operations on Earth. This competition casts a really big net into humanity's collective ingenuity. And I know from my previous experience with NASA challenges that the product of this competition is going to be somewhat like an academic report to NASA, and that's going to be used for the mission planning. But also there's going to be a lot of improved understanding of the technologies that are available today, as well as networking within the communities. And that's going to have a big impact on the Earth efficiency of excavation and mining. Mining is a major challenge for the mission to the moon, but there's also a lot of unsolved challenges here on Earth, and we need a lot of help. A few examples that I wanted to share that we're actively investing in. Some of these are still in stealth, so I can't announce the companies that are working on this, but we're very interested in ground penetrating radar, specifically spectral ground penetrating radar. And we have an investment that's working with the same technology that was on the Mars mission, the Perseverance rover. And so there's some direct lines you can draw from our NASA operations to the technology that's coming and improving operations here on Earth. Also, collision avoidance systems in dusty environments. That's something that is actively being piloted in the field and something we're investing in, as well as operations planning and simulation. Still a really tough problem to manage that much data and get it to all the right stakeholders. So we're really excited about the work y'all are doing. And we think that the most important thing that we hope y'all accomplish is encouraging students to develop the problem solving skills and to really get skills in engineering and STEM. I know these types of workforce development programs inspired me to get my master's degree, and that's why I went into engineering. So I think this is a great program, and I'm glad to be able to contribute.
Great, thank you. Really appreciate that. And you know, it's important to us as an organization that anything we do at Centennial Challenges has both a space application and a more near-term terrestrial application. You know, getting things out to space and on those missions is a multi-year project for any of you organizations. And so having a market, a near-term terrestrial market, really just helps you get off the ground. And so we thank Curtis for joining us here. Next, we're gonna hear from Carol Galica. Carol doesn't know this, but my 8-year-old daughter is a huge fan, thinks that Carol has the coolest job at NASA. And I agree. She's the lead for planning and strategy for NASA's Lunar Surface Innovation Initiative. I get the words mixed up all the time, which is a technology development portfolio with the goal of enabling human and robotic exploration on the moon, and then future operations on Mars. So there is a whole Girl Scout troop and a 3rd grade class that is following the work that they're doing. So I'm going to pass it off to Carol so that we can hear from her.
Thanks a lot, Chris, if that's not a lot of pressure. First of all, thank you all for participating in this challenge. I am amazed at the amount of participants we've had and the diversity of geography that we've had. So Chris mentioned that I work on the Lunar Surface Innovation Initiative. And what that is an activity inside of NASA to help develop and advance quickly the technologies we need for excavation, construction on the surface of the moon, and to survive on the surface of the moon. It covers 6 specific areas and capability areas that NASA has. One of them is dust mitigation, which Curtis just mentioned, which it's always interesting when people bring that up because we don't actually realize how important dust mitigation is to our daily lives. Surface power, which we work with the Centennial Challenges on our Watts on the Moons Challenge. Extreme access, how do we robotically and autonomously work in this type of extreme environment, which is another area, extreme environments. In situ resource utilization, how are we using the resources on the moon? How are we going to extract water? And also excavation and construction. So this Centennial Challenge is very key to some of the work that we're doing. What the Lunar Surface Innovation Initiative does is we try to work with industry and academia to help advance these technologies. There are areas that NASA is very good at, and there's areas that NASA doesn't have the expertise in. Curtis just mentioned in the mining industry. One of the first things that we looked into is how is mining done? NASA has never done mining in the past. Our very first mission where we're actually going to drill for ice on the moon is going to happen next year with the Prime 1 mission. And that's going to be followed up with Viper, who's going to use that same drill to also search for water at the South Pole of the moon. So we need to actually look to industry and academia to see what's out there, what's the state of the art, to kind of help us understand what's out there, and also look at ways that we might be able to leverage those resources and work with industry and academia as we move forward. You know, we're looking at putting an Artemis base camp on the South Pole of the moon, where we actually want to be able to use ice in these water ice that are in these permanently shadowed regions. So the work that you guys have done on this challenge is really, really key. And I'm very excited to look at what you guys have accomplished in phase 1 and also see how you guys accomplished in phase 2. I can tell you from one of our past Centennial Challenges how important these are. We actually have in our excavation and construction capability area teams that are working with past winners of challenges from the Centennial Challenge to help move that technology advancement forward. So I'm very excited to see what you guys are doing. And congratulations to all of those you guys who not only participated, but the winners also. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol. Really appreciate it. So next up, we have Larry Leopard, who's the Associate Director of Technical at NASA Marshall Space Flight Center. Space Flight Center is located in Huntsville, Alabama, and is one of NASA's largest field centers with a total workforce of about 6,000, an annual budget of about $2.8 billion. Marshall is the lead center for this challenge, along with Kennedy Space Center. And so Larry gets the distinct pleasure of actually telling you all who wins. So I am gonna hand it over to him, let him take it from there.
All right. Hello, everybody, and thanks for having me here today, and congratulations. to all the teams who have participated in this challenge, and to all those who have actually been working hard behind the scenes to make this challenge happen. And a big shout out to the Kennedy Space Center, who's actually been partnering with the Centennial Challenges program, and Marshall in leading this challenge and providing the subject matter expertise for this particular challenge. You know, to me, the Centennial Challenge program embodies what I love most about NASA, and that's coming together to tackle some of the agency's biggest challenges to aid in exploration and discovery. This is an example of NASA centers working together as one NASA. These are partnerships we need to achieve the goals of the Artemis program and all of our missions. It's also a great example of NASA working with commercial partners and our academia partners. The Centennial Challenge program is critical for NASA's future. We are always looking for technologies that can be applied to our future missions. This challenge is going to accelerate those technologies that will define how we use resources on the moon in a sustainable way. The technologies we develop for the moon will make future robotic and human missions to Mars possible, and will improve how we utilize resources on our own home planet, just like Curtis talked about also. The Marshall Space Flight Center is proud to lead this competition. The center has been involved in the creation of this challenge from its inception. NASA and the Marshall Space Flight Center has been working on in situ resource utilization for more than a decade. These are exactly the types of ideas we need to help the agency meet the goals of sustaining human presence on the moon and eventually Mars. I can't think of anything more exciting than the ideas this whole group has brought forward. And now it's my pleasure to announce the winners. So first, we have 10 runners-up that will each get a prize of $25,000. And they are Aggie ISRU from Texas A&M University, Aurora Robotics from the University of Alaska, Lunar Lines from Columbia University, Off-World Robotics, Oshkosh Corporation, Rocket M, Space Trajectory from South Dakota State University, Team AA Star, Team Liquid, and Terra Engineering. And now the third place winner. The third place winner with a prize of $50,000 is Austere Engineering. The second place winner with a prize of $75,000 is Ice Diggers from the Colorado School of Mines. And the first place winner of this competition is Redwire Space Inc. They will be awarded the top prize of $125,000. Congratulations, and congrats to all the teams that participated in this challenge. The work you have done is invaluable, and I know it was very challenging. I'm so proud of each team that participated, and you've inspired us all by what you've dreamed up. Challenges like these will pave the way to a new era of space exploration, and I know your hard work will pay off. Keep up the good work, and I look forward to seeing this challenge in the coming years. Thanks again for having me, and back to you, Chris.
Thank you. And congratulations, everybody. As Larry said, not just congratulations to the winners, but congratulations to everybody that participated. So it's been an honor today to celebrate with you all. Without you, as you've heard multiple people say, we wouldn't have the opportunity to move NASA and industry forward. It's your passion, your dedication that will help us be successful in the future, on future missions. So again, thank you to all of you. Thank you to our speakers. Thank you to our judges. We hope that all of you on this, our solvers, our speakers, our judges, will participate in phase 2, which we hope to open early next year. So please monitor the challenge website for updates. We'll also send you emails as we know more. And please keep an eye out for a survey that we'll be sending you to help us do better with our challenges in the future. So until then, thank you and congratulations. Hopefully everybody can go out and celebrate now. Have a great day.